doing mic
She's
tests?
rolling.
She's rolling? Okay.
Hello. Hello.
Hi. The wind might be a little bit...
That's, yeah.
but it's pretty close, though. I think it'll be fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Cool.
We roll?
Let's roll.
Okay.
This is how to get through university.
Maybe we give a little backstory. This is the part that feels kind of awkward because we would never talk to each other like that because...
Yeah.
So we just graduated architecture school, undergrad, and just in the last, month and a half-ish that we're done, we've been realizing so much shit. I mean, I'll say I, you can say I.
No, you could say we.
We're basically the same right now. We've realized a lot of shit, and there's a lot of stuff that I wish me right now would tell my university self, because it's fucking crazy. I know it sounds dramatic, but it's fucking crazy how much I changed and not changed, just refound myself.
Yeah.
In a month and a half. So, we made a little list of shit to keep in mind if you're in university and you're struggling.
This shit.
We got you. Well, not really, but we try.
We try.
We tried. And yeah, so this video's podcast
Yeah.
to talk is about how to survive university. And not survive it, this isn't some fucking how to study 100 hours a week. This isn't
To come out alive. Mentally.
just, yeah. So we have a little list. Let's go through our little dots. Okay. First one is remember the whys.
Number 1.
Remember the whys and make sure that the way you approach it is aligned with the whys. Okay, do you want to explain that one? I've been talking, I feel like.
Alright, I gotta get approach the things with the whys. Yeah, because I think it's so easy to get caught up in, you're going to university, you don't know anyone, you don't know anything maybe about, the thing you're going to study. And that's the reason why you're going to study it. Maybe you know a little bit. But it's so easy with the mindset of people that just go to university, especially if it's just people that go to university to get the job at the end or get financially where they want to be instead of caring about the topic that they're learning about. I think with architecture we're a little, honestly it was probably better than most because it's shit.
Cool.
It's a little more artistic, so people maybe are here for, it's already a different genre than say I don't know, business or finance or something.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people I think just go to university just to go to university. They don't know what they want to do yet. You know.
Yeah.
But I think.
It's the default.
At least, yeah, exactly. I think we were in a place where we wanted to, or maybe I feel like I had to go to the university a little bit, but that's why I wanted to do architecture because I feel like it was something I genuinely wanted to do. But regardless of that, the bubble, everyone still is just in it for their own. They have their own agendas and think that everyone should be doing the same thing as them. Everyone always, so it's always so easy to go to a new place that you have no idea, and then everyone's forcing these agendas down your throat, and you feel like you should follow.
Yeah.
Even if, in this art, and then you go to an art school, and everyone's telling you how to the best way to make your art, and tell you that you're wrong, and that you're doing all these things, so it's so easy just to, follow the trends, or things like that.
Yeah, and I mean, going to art school is a whole different fucking dragon to touch on, but I think being honest with yourself and why you're doing that, and not to give anyone a life crisis or anything, but if your reason is to make your parents proud, that's never gonna fulfill you in the way that you want to be fulfilled, I don't think. So make sure that your whys are solid and keep remembering why you're doing it. For me, for example, I love arts, and that's why I went to art school. And then architecture was something that I genuinely was really interested in and wanted to learn more about. So that's why. And then if it was so easy to get caught up in like, well, who's got the best architecture project, who's got the better grades, everybody's telling each other's grades, and it's so easy to get distracted from like, okay, I genuinely just want to learn about this, to like, I need to like make this project that doesn't even maybe align with the things I want to create just to prove these people something. And then my why shifts to like this empty surface level validation shit that I'm like, no, that's not why I'm here. And so the like aligning with your why you're doing it means more, at least to me, like if you genuinely just want to learn about what you're learning and get better at it, there's so many ways to do that in such a healthy way that doesn't include cool. Yeah, there's ways of doing that in a way that doesn't neglect your sleep schedule, that doesn't neglect your inner peace or your mental health, or, you know, shit. Cool. Okay, so I don't know what I was saying anymore. But yeah, if you really just want to learn about architecture, whatever, I'm using architecture because that's what I know, that's my why, then there's no reason for me to have these amazing grades and whatever, because like some people frankly will have like better projects or better grades but not be as genuine with their work as people who actually take the time to learn. And I think that's like a priority thing, and I think it's so easy.
Kitty.
Girlfriend. It's so easy to get caught up in like what everybody expects of you, what's like normal to care about, such as grades or whatever. But I think to stay true to why you're there and why you want to do that is gonna be good for you. And I wish I would have told myself that a few different times throughout the degree, because I lost track of that definitely a few times.
Yeah, I agree. I don't remember the other ones were, so I don't want to like.
No, you're good.
Talk. We can always bounce back.
Let's put her. Okay. Friendship. Second.
Yeah, I guess friends are really weird when it comes to university. I think there's a lot of like expectations that a lot of people come in with, at least from like the stereotypical go to university standpoint, which is really gross, I think. I mean, I had no expectations, I think, but I found it, I really went to school and I wanted to meet new people, and I think maybe I let myself get carried away with wanting to meet new people with like who I wanted to actually be friends with. And so maybe I had a wider group. I mean, our program is a little different because like we kind of had our little bubble of only architecture students. So all of our classes were together, so it was hard to reach outside of that. But even within that, I think it's so easy to want to be friends with everybody because then everyone will like your stuff and everyone will support you and all these things. And you'll get invited to things and you feel like you're living the best college experience, or what some people expect college to be. But if that's why you're going to college, then you shouldn't be in college, you know what I mean? But like at university. But I think finding the right amount of close friends that support you in a way that you actually feel like benefits you and you benefit them is the most key thing. And if that's one person, two people, like a couple people, that's what you need to do, even if it's so hard, because you shouldn't get like wrapped up in friendships and then feel like the person you maybe meet on like the first day is someone that you like have to be friends with forever. Like, you're allowed to explore friendships. You're allowed to like have more than one close friend separately from each other. Like, just because one friend doesn't like another person doesn't mean that you're supposed to like try to mediate this new group you're forming in your head or something.
I feel like this advice is like contradictory a little bit, because I want to say like find your people, and stick with the people that actually has your back and whatever. But also, like, if this is the first time that you're experiencing fucking, like, friendships and social life and whatever, do it for sure. Try it out. Be friends with everybody. Go to parties. Do the things. Be involved. Be part of the community. See how you feel with it. See what people click with, like, with you, and see what people don't. I think the advice at the end of the day is more like, well, the advice, like, what I feel better in, and maybe you would too, is like, don't neglect your well-being and your need for like a sense of belonging and a friendship that is actually true and honest. That's the same thing. Honest and like loving. Don't sacrifice that for a big group of cool kids that go to parties. But I mean, you can do both. If that's what you want. You can do whatever you want. Just like, I think only having those maybe a bit more surface level friendships, it's so easy to keep losing track of your whys. Which was like the first.
Yeah.
Because no one sees you for you, and no one sees your why, and no one supports them either, so it's even harder to do that for yourself when nobody's sticking with you through it. So
maybe that's different for us though, because I feel like a lot of people have friends with like in other subjects or areas of school, so they're not competing, or like I feel like our program is very much more like,
that's true, we
were always at the same, like all of our classes, same people, so there was a competition aspect, really gross. So I don't know, just regardless, it's who you want to be friends with, like outside of university after you're done, you know.
And I think that's one thing too that I didn't realize, that I've only realized in the last month or whatever, is how much so many of these people were never my fucking friends. And not like in a bad way, just like they just weren't my friends in the way that I want to have my friends be. And I want people that support me and that love me and for my well-being, not for like my grades and how good my projects were or whatever the fuck. So, and I think it's so easy to get caught up in that, because it's like natural and human to want to be part of a community. But right now, if I could go back to my 2 years ago self in university, I would tell her it is way better to be alone or to be with like a few good people than try to satisfy this like empty friendship that is based on no substance, no love, no care, no honesty, no, just like fucking parties and grades and whatever. Cool. Second, done. Nothing owns you. You said that one, so.
Okay,
I don't know. I think that was part of the friendship thing, though.
Yeah, it was, but also a grade thing, which I kind of already talked about. But
they're
like,
all kind of intertwined.
They are.
I think this one maybe goes with the try stuff and be good at failure.
Yeah, okay. And 5. So I think, not letting, I think, being in university or letting your assignments or projects take over your entire personality. I mean, it's amazing, because obviously if you're doing things that you love and you're learning about it, you want to spend your time doing them. But also, your grade isn't necessarily a reflection of how well you know the topic. It's usually a reflection of how easy you can, or like how good you are at following directions and like succumbing to what people expect of you.
I hate it.
I think, I mean, and maybe this is probably coming from a more like artistic design standpoint, like math or science, I don't know, you know, is more to the point. But like, regardless of what you do, if you want to be good at what you're doing, you have to know how you're good at doing it. Regardless, even if it's math, you know what I mean? Like, there's different ways to come about things and discover things. I think I got off topic, but not letting like that aspect own your life, like what you do outside of your assignment or your time spent in a classroom is just as valuable or even more valuable than your time spent outside and inside are synonymous. Is that
Yeah.
a real word? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh.
I'm not the word person.
I've never used
to
that
ask.
word before. Thinking about, this was like the whys. You're saying
Yeah.
like why you spend time doing the work that you're doing in school versus and like why you're spending the time, like why you go home and when you make dinner or why you watch a show or do the things you do at home are like just as important. Otherwise, like you have no like hobbies outside of that.
Yeah. I think it goes with like, dude, I mean, you're most likely in your 20s, or maybe you're not, whatever age, whatever time you are. But if you are in your 20s, it's time to fucking get out there and try stuff out. Like, try to be friends with all these cool kids. Try to go to, I don't know, different bars, different cafes, different clubs, different, like, shit. Try stuff out. Try a class. Try, like, it's, nothing owns you. Like, just because you made this identity for yourself so far doesn't mean that that owns you and that you can only stick to that version of yourself. Like, now is the time to fucking try shit out. Go out there, get new friends, dress differently, try makeup, try different makeup, try your nails, try different nails, try no nails, try whatever the fuck you want. Like, it's fun out here. It's fun, and it's like I feel like the university experience that's not your entire life. You're not a degree. You're not what you're studying. This is something that interests you enough that you want to learn more about it. That's all it should be. That will give you a job in a subject that you're interested in. It shouldn't be your entire fucking personality. Like, you still gotta go out there and try shit out, and like, it's beautiful out here. It's beautiful. There's so much stuff to discover just within yourself, and then in other people, and in other hobbies, and in fucking the world. So, like, don't feel like you gotta be so...
Because it's easy to want to try something, and then you have the fear of getting made fun of for it, or not being good at it, and people are like, oh, you think you can sing? You like, you know what I mean? Like, if people like actually want it, that's something that's like, well, singing I feel like is something more, it's more vocal, like people can judge it based on their own interpretation more easily than a lot of things that, whatever. But like, literally anything, like, don't be afraid to like try it and like be bad at it. Like, if you're bad at it and you really like it, like, that's like the best part. You get to keep doing it and doing it and doing it, and then you see yourself grow in it. You know? Silly things like that. Like, being bad at it is actually
it's so good.
It's so fun.
And
it doesn't matter. I mean, it's hard. It's hard to be like,
hard.
oh, I like painting, and then someone being like, oh, no way, you paint, let me see, and then you're like, oh, well, okay, I don't paint. I don't paint. I've never painted in my life.
I hate it. I hate this idea that to enjoy something you need to be good at it, or to enjoy something it means that therefore you're good at it. Being good is nothing. It's a I can't say it. Capitalistic lie. It is. You gotta enjoy your life, and that, like, is one thing. This is like, I'm like screaming because I'm screaming at like my 2-year ago self, or even like fucking 6 months ago. Like, I feel like university has sucked everything out of me in terms of like energy, time, money, motivation, and I left nothing for myself beside that to grow as my own individual, or very little. I mean, I think a lot less than I am used to give myself. And so I lost the sense of who I was, and I lost motivation in all the shit that I used to love, and I lost like my passion for life almost, because my entire fucking focus was on this one thing, and like, nobody is just one thing. Nobody does just one thing. Nobody. Like, regardless. And it can be like, oh, I don't know, like, nurse. I like this music. I'm a nurse, but I like I don't know, maybe I study plants on the sides or some shit. You know, like,
Yeah.
everybody has multiple areas of fulfillment and interest, and it's good to go in there. And I think it's also a capitalist whatever lie to be like, no, you can only be specialized in one thing.
Yeah.
Why? That's a lie.
Yeah.
Why?
It makes
I'm on this
you
earth for like 80
flat.
years. I'm gonna do as much as I fucking can.
Yeah. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Well, it's easy.
Woo.
It's easy to say like, oh, I'm studying this, so the people that are also doing this spend their free time doing this. Like, because I'm doing this one thing, I fall under this like category of like, I'm only allowed to do these hobbies because it sort of aligns with this. And people that are up here
Yeah.
want to see on maybe my resume, what are your hobbies? Oh, that looks good.
It's
But
all
it's
surface.
Like, it is. And it's so easy like to lose yourself,
Drives
because
me
then you're like,
nuts.
you're spending your time doing these like hobbies that you feel like you should be doing that aren't you, and you think there's no way out. You think you're like trapped. It's like
Yeah.
hard to even see outside of that.
Yeah.
To be like, oh, I'm allowed to do this other shit, but then you don't even know it exists because you've been
Yeah. We're so
trapped.
molded in these ways that are not human. It's not fucking human. Everyone's like diverse and weird a little bit, and we're trying to like flatten that out.
Yeah.
Especially I feel like the professional world is like, you know, like the dress codes and like whatever
Yeah.
in like professional or corporate offices and stuff. It's like, why are we trying to look all the same and act all the same and be all the same? We're not. We never were. It was never a thing.
Yeah.
Humans are diverse and like, you know,
Yeah.
this is not, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
Anyways, that's sidetracking.
Yeah.
Enjoy your life outside of school, even if that affects your grades. At the end of the day, like we were saying, you are more than a degree. You're your own person, blah, blah, blah. And like, it is so much more important in the long run to take care of your mental health, your physical health, your sleep, what you eat. Nourish these parts of your life, because those are the things that are going to be with you your entire fucking life until you die.
Yeah.
So neglecting your grades a little bit for having a healthy body and mind that you're going to carry with you your entire life, when you put it that way, it's like a no-brainer. Of fucking course I'm not going to try and have whatever grade in a 4-year program of something that I might change direction in 10 years
Yeah.
and neglect the only body and soul that I have for this human experience.
Yeah.
Of course I'm, you know, but we're so, it's because it's, the pressure is so at the wrong place. And it's so normal to care about your grades, and it's so normal to neglect yourself for a fucking number,
Yeah.
that it's hard to get out of that thinking. But when you put shit in perspective, nobody cares. I mean, it depends what you're, you know, if you're like studying to be a doctor, I don't know how these like super competitive degrees
Yeah.
work. And also if you have a scholarship, that's a different like kind of story, like related to your grades.
Yeah.
But I think like still there, work smart, not hard, in terms of do as much as you can to keep that grade there if that's what you need. But do that at the bare minimum that's possible, so that you can still allow space and time and energy for you as a human being.
Yeah. I think something else maybe with grades, I was thinking, it's so easy, at least for me, I feel like when I was focused on a project, and then I saw, you know, you see kind of like what maybe the outcome is relatively supposed to be, like if we're like designing, I don't know, what's something we designed, I can't remember, like a incubator or whatever,
Yeah.
like office building. When we're designing that, and we see all these like precedents of like what an office building maybe is supposed to be. And like it's a project, it's an assignment, we get a grade, but how you get there is like more important. Like how much you, like, are you spending all this time and stress and like putting this pressure on yourself to get like the grade at the end, or like you putting it in to like actually care and learn about it? And maybe if you learn more about one aspect of this project than another and you get a worse grade, but you learn about something that's more valuable to you, that'll help you in the future do what you want to do,
Yeah.
that is 10 times more valuable.
For sure.
But it's also
Absolutely.
it's too much pressure to put on you to say, think about every single thing, you have to be good at every single thing, and then you spend like night and day like picking apart every little square inch of what you're designing or what you're trying to accomplish. Kitty. That you miss the whole point.
Yeah.
And like maybe you get a good grade because it looks good on paper, but like what have you actually like learned? Like how have you grown from this? Like I feel like university is like just the opportunity to learn. Like you shouldn't be, if you're not learning and you're just doing what you're supposed to do for the grade, like why are you even there? If you're there
Yeah.
for like to do what people tell you to do, just to do what people tell you to do, to get the grade that the professor wants,
Yeah.
to be with the friends that look good on your Instagram, or
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like why
Yeah.
are you there? Like spend time doing the things that you actually like doing.
Yeah.
And if you find out like something that you're doing isn't what you like doing, like pursue what you actually want to do. Like it's okay. I mean, yeah, it's a shit ton of money, but like in the long run, like I don't know, everyone says money makes the world go round, and like, which is
It's hard. It's hard.
Sure.
Yeah.
But like, what makes you go round?
Yeah.
You know? I don't know, that was really dumb, but
Yeah.
I feel like it's more important to think about like what you want. Like it's okay to be selfish. This is our time to be selfish.
Dude, I don't
Whatever.
have children. I don't have anything.
Anything.
I just got me, and it feels so fucking good. And I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want until, I mean, maybe for my life, if that's what I fucking want, you know?
Mhm.
It's time to be whatever.
It's time to live.
Oh, there's something I wanted. Oh yeah. Also, remembering that university is, I mean, there's like good teachers out there and all of that, but it's a money grab, especially in the fucking U.S.
Yeah.
It's not about learning and education. It's about getting your money and having this job, so you have a little fucking paper that you can flaunt around and be like, look, I have qualifications to get this job now.
Mhm.
It's so hard to fall into that.
Yeah.
But just remember that, you know? Just remember, it's not, if you're valuing your education and learning and growth, university is not necessarily the best system for it.
Mm-mm.
For anyone.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily good at making you, if it did anything for me, it sucked out the motivation to learn out of me more than anything. Now that I'm not there, I'm like, oh, I can finally learn the way I want to without having to put like me on a scale of how good I learned it or whatever. What the fuck, you know,
Yeah.
when you think about it?
Yeah.
What the fuck? And I can do it in a manner that doesn't neglect my sleep, health, or exercise, like, you know, anything. I can do it for enjoyment. Like, that's the goal. That's the
Yeah.
goal, to keep learning, to finding a pattern to learning that you actually enjoy enough for it to stick your entire life.
Yeah.
It's not meant to just be for 4 years and then you stop learning. That's
Yeah.
not, we're always meant to learn forever.
Yeah.
And you need to find a way to do that that's healthy and sustainable for you. Not so that you can get good grades and have this degree and then fucking
numb out for the rest of your life.
It sets us up to like not want to fail, to think that like failing or not being the best at something is like the end of our career or life or anything,
Ugh,
because
I
it's like
hate
you
it.
have to do these specific things, do exactly what I say, or you fail the class, and then you have to retake it, and then guess what? You're a year behind, and now you don't get to do what you want to do in life because I said so, because you
It's
didn't do
so
it the way I
dramatic.
said. It is.
It's so
And
dramatic.
so people are so afraid of failing, because then it's like, well, my life is ruined. Now I'm a year behind this. Now I'm gonna be too old when I want to get this job. You know, all these like things that if like
It doesn't matter.
it takes you a longer amount of time to learn
Mhm.
something, that it's bad and that you shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, maybe like you weren't getting the information like fed to you the right way, or you weren't, you know, like maybe it's a reflection on you weren't taking the time to actually learn it, but maybe that's not what you want to learn it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It means so many things. Like failing
Yeah.
is not bad. Like I feel like I almost
No.
wish I like failed a class at one point
Yeah.
to like maybe understand that more then.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that would fucking suck. So I
That
mean,
would
it's hard to
fucking
hear
suck,
that.
yeah.
But like, I think just being okay with it. You know, I think like
Yeah.
even the last year, I was so much more okay with not getting, like, I wasn't worried about. It was so easy to care about my GPA, because everyone around me, oh well, you know, did you get an A in that class? Did you get an A
Yeah.
in this? I'm like, I'm riding at like a low C right now. I'm chilling. Hey,
I'm chilling. I'm reading so many books.
Yeah, like honestly, this last year was like the best and
Dude,
like
yeah.
the best year overall, and it's because I was like focused on me, and I'm still happy that like I graduated and got the degree, but I feel like it was also like I learned just as much in the last year, where I maybe wasn't so much focused on grades, that I did the first 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, the first 3 prepared me to like have this sort of like change of mindset, to learn how to accomplish the things that I was learning in school, to like finish my projects, but also balance that with how I want to live my life. Because if I had just been focused so much on the projects up until we graduated, maybe I would have felt like I had to go to like work a job and not have a good work-life balance.
Yeah.
Just be like work, that's all I'm allowed to care about, and once I'm
Mhm.
done, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna go home, stare at a wall, or like watch a show to like disassociate from
Yeah.
my life, which
Yeah.
still like watching shows, but
Of
it's
course.
for different reasons.
Yeah. To
now.
be like involved. Yeah. Yeah.
So I feel like, I don't know, just learning like work life, school life balance is so important, because like who cares? It's not like your
And-
boss is watching you in your home to see if they're the kind of person that they want you working at. You know what I mean? Your boss probably has their
Yeah.
own life too. Maybe you want to be your own boss, and you know what I mean?
Yeah. You need to get all these voices out of your fucking head.
Yeah.
And I think that's why too, like the work-life balance or school-life balance, like no YouTube video or like podcasting people can ever tell you what that is for you,
Mm-mm.
because it looks different for everyone. Hence the importance of like spending enough time by yourself, or not even by yourself, doing things to discover yourself, like try new things, go out, I don't know, just try new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Spending that time will help you discover what is right for you and how much work balance you can handle, and what is a sustainable way of living and working or whatever for you. But that there's no one size solution. I don't think so.
Mm-mm. Like, I think it's even really funny, like, there's even, in my head before, I was, like, not mocking, but, like, thinking, like, these ideas, like, everyone is just so, like, okay, 5 easy steps to do this.
Yeah,
It's, like,
yeah.
a quick fix. It's what everyone is so focused on. Everyone, like, looks up, how do I do this? And they find the easiest, most surface-level way to
Yeah.
do what they want to do, and then they're disappointed when, then they think that it's on them when they didn't achieve it through the easiest steps. But it's because someone is generalizing, taking everything, generalizing, and it doesn't even make sense anymore, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, you have to figure that shit out, like, for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like us even, like, talking about it and, like, making these points are because, like, we've experienced them, and then what's most valuable is that, like, we're talking about them.
Yeah, and we'll keep experiencing. Well, I'll keep getting lost in bullshit.
Yeah,
Like, this is
definitely.
moments of like clarity, but it's gonna keep happening. The voices are so loud.
Yeah.
Of like how we should be, how we should act, what we should do, blah blah blah. And that might just be because we're like in our 20s and like still not solidified in who we are or whatever. But even who we are, that's just gonna change.
Yeah.
Everything's gonna change. It's gonna move around, and like, it's gonna keep happening. I'm gonna need to re-listen to this and be like, oh right, I like okay, it's just, you know, and
Yeah.
retune in with myself and whatever. Like, I think she's a wrap.
I think it's a wrap.
I think that's a wrap. Hope that was helpful
Yeah.
and not just like, we're better than you. This is.
We're not.
I needed this just as much
Yeah.
as the next person.
But not that we're trying to discourage university specifically.
Not that we're encouraging it either, though.
We're just insight.
Just insight. This is not.
Purely-
We're not.
I mean, I did it, and I'm glad I did it.
Me too. I got a job that I love
Yeah.
right now because
Living.
I've been to university.
Yeah.
So pick your battles,
Yep.
but I don't know that I would recommend it. I don't know. Depends on the person.
Depends on the person.
Depends where you're
on
at. Depends
you.
on so much. I don't know. Whatever. You know, you get it.
Yeah. Cool. How do I end it? Beautiful.